what's up everybody? I am super excited to be doing an actual tutorial today. We're going to be looking at how to work with PVC pipe. So what I mainly want to show you guys today is what you can use to cut it, glue it, how you can heat it, how you can bend it. I personally feel like this is super relevant to cosplay, even though it has nothing to do with cosplay. You walk into the plumbing aisle at the hardware store and they look at you like that you just don't belong there. I actually had somebody walk up to me once and ask me if I was trying to build a bomb. No. Building a dragon, but you know, whatever. PVC pipe is one of the most versatile things you can work with in cosplay because it's basically just plastic and it's super cheap. Not cheap, inexpensive. It's super affordable. There we go. Super affordable. A single 10-foot length of PVC pipe of a thinner variety, like 1/2 inch, is literally less than $10. You can get 10 feet of it for less than $10. But they have all different types of pieces. They have ones that are like for corners where you can do like 3 or 4 different pipes coming off of that. They have 90-degree angles, 45-degree angles. They have these perfect little bendy ones. Like, there's so many different options, so I totally recommend that you just go to your local hardware store and just wander around. It helps to have an idea in mind before you do this, so if you know you have to make a specific shape, whether you're making like a harness or a pair of wings or something like that, kind of draw out the shape that you need to achieve and then just go look around, because odds are if they don't have it there, they have something you can modify to make work for that super easily. It's also important to not worry about the intended function of any of these things. Obviously, for the most part, this is plumbing. It's used for pipes, for water, for whatever. But it doesn't matter what it's actually for, because you know what? We're cosplayers and we use things for things they're not meant to be used for. And that's just what it's about. So ignore what it's for and just look at what it can be used for. So one of the easier ways I find to cut PVC is with a chop saw. This is like the quick and easy way to do it because it's big and it's fast and you just drop it through and then it's done. So this is probably the most user-friendly for most people that don't have access to big power tools. All I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna clamp this to a stable table so it doesn't have room to wobble anywhere. I think that's pretty secure. This is just a Husky Junior hacksaw. It's got a fresh blade on it, so we should be good with this. But again, this is literally just a plain old hacksaw. I think it was like $10. So we'll give this a shot and see how this turns out. So a little more elbow grease required. And again, for this, there'll definitely be more cleanup required. I don't know if you can see that. This has a lot more rough edges, but this can be very easily sanded down with an electric sander or just sandpaper. Not a problem at all. But you can definitely tell the difference. Like, this is the chop saw edge on this end, and that's obviously the hacksaw. There is also, they make pipe cutters. I don't have one. They make pipe cutters exclusively for thin lengths of PVC like this, and it literally just is like, it like rotates around it and just chops right through it. And those are really good. I think they're like $15. So if you're gonna be doing a lot of this, it's definitely a good investment. But again, I don't have one of those, so I can't show you what it does. So another option, which is kind of halfway between having a big old chop saw and a handheld saw, like a hacksaw, is this guy. And this is one of my favorite tools that I own, actually. This is a Dremel Multi-Max tool, and this is really great because it has a quick lock. You can get a lot of different blades for this. This one's for wood, but it also does PVC. They make them for metal. They make them with carbide tips. This was like 130 for the initial setup that came with a bunch of different blades. It came with a sanding drum thing. And this is just a really great investment. And I found that this is really great for small PVC cuts, or when you're cutting into a large width pipe and you have to like cut out a weird shape or cut it lengthwise or something like that. This is really great because you can literally just plow right down it. Not in your hand, obviously, don't do that. Just show you that real quick. But that just, it's a nice lengthwise cut. And we're gonna try this too. Oh, it's so nice to have a fresh blade on this again. Okay, so here we go. That is the Dremel Multi-Max. It gives you all these little like pilly guys on there because it vibrates really fast. But that's almost as clean as the chop saw though. So the method I typically use for bending PVC pipes is the heat gun method because I think it's the least intensive method of the ones I've seen people use. It's not the best one, but it is the easiest one because all you need is the heat gun and a pair of gloves. This is my heat gun. It's a Milwaukee. It does not have a temperature gauge on it. Some do, mine doesn't. But it's not super important. It's more about you just have to be paying attention while you heat it because it can go from hard as a rock to mushy in a second. And then a second after that it burns, which is, it smells really horrible and it's really ugly color then. You also need gloves of some sort. I don't know if this is gonna be too noisy for you to hear me, so I'll just tell you now. You wanna be in constant motion the whole time. Like don't stay in any one area too long, rotate the pipe, rotate the heat gun, just keep moving it as much as possible. And then we'll get into the bending. This method with the heat gun also does take a little while because it's not in an enclosed space like if you boiled it or poured sand into it, so a lot of the heat just disperses around it. So you have to commit the time to this one. So at this point it's like just barely malleable, but I'll show you just so you can see. If you keep the heat on one spot too long, so that only took a few seconds. If you hold the heat in one spot too long, it turns immediately yellow. If you hold it there longer, it starts to bubble and it gets really nasty. So that's what happens if you don't keep moving the heat gun. Scientific burning of things. Cosplay is all about these tedious, stupid jobs. Alright, so you can see how flexible that is now. It is uneven though, like over here where I burned it, it's like really mushy, and over here not quite so much. But if I was just trying to get like a very little amount of curve, I can easily do that where it is right now. And the trick is to just get it kind of to the shape you need, and then just hold it until it cools down again. I guess if you had like a freezer or ice water handy, you could kind of dunk it and then it would go right back, but I'm gonna just sit here and stare at it for a hot minute and contemplate my life decisions.
2 very boring minutes later.
So it's already back. The spot where I burned is still like a hair mushy, but there it is. Bent. Only took a few minutes. It does kind of smell. PVC does release chemicals as you heat it. So if I was going to do all of these pieces, I would put my respirator on for this, but I'm right next to an open window and I only did this one, so. But yeah, if you're doing this in your house, which you probably shouldn't do, I'm in a basement, but if you're just like in your living room, definitely protect the area where you're working. Don't work on a cutting mat or anything plastic. The heat gun will melt it. So this is my preferred method. This is what I do when I'm just quickly making slight adjustments like this, or when I'm trying to like flatten something really quickly. This is what I use. This is regular Oatey clear PVC cement, specifically formulated for PVC. This is the glue you must use, if not this brand. A glue specifically for PVC. And what this does is it almost melts the PVC together, so it's a contact cement that you put on both halves, and then when you put them together, it basically fuses it into one piece, which is super awesome, and it's why this is the most bestest glue for PVC. So buy this, buy now. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you how to glue it by attaching the pieces in the center. I'm wearing gloves with this. It's a good idea too, because it smells horrendous and it has all the angry precautionary symbols on the sides. So respirator, I'm not wearing one just so I can talk to you, but normally I do. Gloves and all that good stuff. So it's a contact cement, so you have to put it on both sides and then put them together, but both sides have to still be wet, not tacky. They still have to be wet. So sometimes you have to go back and add to the one you did first to make sure that it's nice and fresh when you join them together. And then you have to join them with force. So you want to make sure it's pressed all the way in until it dries, because it's called push out, where the glue and the suction forces the pipe back out a little bit, so you have to kind of hold it to make sure it stays all the way in where it's supposed to. Okay, so the can comes with a little dauber brush thingy. It's a little foamy ball thing. So you just want to brush off the excess, and then you want to move it around the end in a circular motion that's going to cover at least the area where it's going to be touching the other pipe. So it's like 3/4 of an inch. And it does, as you can see, it completely removes the printing on there. Serious solvent stuff. And you go in and do the other side. And you're going to go all the way in to the ridge on the inside. And then if it seems like the other side got tacky at all, you can go back over it and add a little more. And then right away, jam it in there. See how it slides back out like that? So you want to force it all the way in. And then while it's still wet, just want to wipe off any of the stuff that puddles around the joint. Wipe that junk off of there. This sounds like a really seductive tutorial, not gonna lie. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, so there. You can see. And it's already joined. It's done. So these are pretty much never, ever, 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 ever coming apart. So I hope I covered all the bases, but if you have any questions at all, comments, whatever, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to answer anything that I missed in this video. Also, if you have any ideas for future tutorials you'd like to see, if you have other ideas, or if you're working on a costume and you really need to figure something out, let me know. Maybe I can make a video about it. Lots of cool stuff to look forward to, more tutorials like this one. And my current project, my terror dog, there's also a lot of stuff coming with that. Definitely gonna be some live streams and tutorials as well. So I hope you all are very excited, and as always, stay tuned for awesome.